My name's Ian, and I'm the head designer for Kilter.
So fairly quickly you get a lot of drama.
This foam is a different foam. It's a little slower, better for simple, very simple shapes.
And it's a little messy down in there still, but we're getting closer.
We have a small area for R&D, so go into the molding room. So we're in our molding room. This is basically what we would do. Glue these holes down in a box. This is a little tight, but that's about right. Glue the holes down, glue the box down, fill the box up with silicone rubber. And that will look like this. It'll be a box of rubber. So we'll pull the box out, pull the silicone up, dig the foam out, throw it away. That's why these things are a little bit precious, and that's why shapers are so nervous about them, because you can put hours into a shape. The longest ones in there may take me 2 hours or 3 hours for the largest ones. And if anything goes wrong before the silicone's dry, that's it, it's ruined. So, you only have one shot. But anyway, then you get a silicone mold, just like this. And this is what hold companies all over the world use to make climbing holds. You have the silicone mold, you pour liquid plastic, there's barrels of plastic everywhere here. Pour plastic in there, pop this out, and then you'll have a climbing hold. This hold did not come out of this mold, but that is going to be a climbing hold. It's really simple, ancient technology. I think I was joking the other day, the Phoenicians, did this. People, 5,000 years ago were using molds. So it's ancient technology we're still having fun with now. I still got to put a bolt hole in this one, and also this is only the first one, so I'm probably going to put it on a shelf and stack it up, and it'll sit there for 6 months or something until I get 10 of them. When I get 10, we make it. Here's a couple of sets. Here's the set again I was working on with Jeremy Ho, the lowriders, and here's 5 pinches and 5 pinches. Yeah, this particular style is all about, we call them lowriders, right? And it's all about just being as low to the wall as possible. And that's about core setting. I was talking about how when you're shaping, you're also thinking about core setting the whole time. With a theory like this, that's absolutely all you're thinking about, right? These have no designs on them at all. It's just a pure shape. And the entire point is to give the core setter something where people can't stand on top. Especially for, like 6A to 7A, 510, 511, that kind of zone. So many of the plastic holds that we're climbing on, if it's good enough to be on a 510, it tends to be a big lump. It sticks out from the wall so much, and we just put our foot on it. I hate that. We're trying to get something much more interesting, much more real. So with the new materials, polyurethane, which has been popular in the States for a while, and it's getting more popular in Europe. The biggest reason why shapers and companies love that stuff is we get to make them really thin, and they won't break, they won't chip, so we can spread the holds out across the wall. So now, if somebody's climbing on a 6C, we can give them a real movement. You can build real beta. You can build a climb where they just can't just stand on the hold. They have to learn how to lean over carefully and where to place the foot. And to me, that's one of the big places. In the next 10 years, we're going to get better and better and better at that. All around the world, all the gyms will get much better at dialing that in. So right now, that's what I'm most excited about. A lot of us, we talk about ergonomics and the comfort and everything all the time. That part is actually, that one part is a little bit hard to describe. I think the people that have been shaping the longest, we've taken thousands of pieces of foam. For every 1,000 holds we put out in plastic, all of us have done 3, 4, 5,000 pieces of foam, and so we have lots of practice. The biggest thing that happens is you get it in plastic, and you get it back, and you're always surprised, especially when you start, because you can't weight the foam. The foam is really gentle. Incredibly fragile, gentle stuff. You can put your finger right through it. So when you're shaping something, you can't pull on it. So you do your best guesses, and you get your holds back and plastic, and usually what happens is it's a lot sharper than you thought it was once you put your 100 and whatever pounds of weight on it. So it takes a few years. That's why it's almost no one shapes really comfortable holds right away. People can shape really good looking stuff and pretty comfortable, but it's really hard. So you get a few rounds and you get a few years and now I know, somehow I kind of know I don't have to weight the hold. I don't have to have 100 pounds or 200 pounds in my case pulling on it. I can tell what comfortable is. There's a few people who have tried to come up with a formula, and there's a little bit of a formula, and that you can have a much sharper radius on your last pad. When you get into the second pad, if you try to turn the same sharp radius and it hits you right in the middle of this pad or something, that's a different kind of sharp. And then there, so you have to make that a little more round. And then there again, third pad, as the jugs get bigger and bigger, of course, it keeps having to get thicker and thicker lipped. This is pushing it right here, this lip, because this is a full hand. So I'm still thinking about this hold. I'm still trying to feel it. Because I've got a little bit of dead space right here. And that little bit of dead space, that means that you feel the weight in your hand. That's sort of on either side of that dead space. The most comfortable holds are the big ones that really round and they fill your entire hand. And so, and that's a classic thing. It's hard to describe those curves. You just kind of have to feel it. And when you reach up and you feel it and it lays right in the hand, you sort of know it. And so if there's a little bit of a magic part of shaping, that might be it. The rest is pretty straightforward. All right, so thank you so much for coming to Kilter. We also any course setter, any route setter in the world is welcome to come to Kilter and shape holds with us. So come on down, and I think maybe we'll start another company later this year, something where we shape with maybe 100 setters. If we can get 50 or 100 setters to show up, we can make a small set of holds for every one of them. And so we're thinking about starting a new company like that. So look out for that.